Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video, what I got going on for you guys, I'm back with the screen recording as always, and we're just going to be discussing something simple. I wanted to do this video and mainly just kind of address what's going on with the shoe market. Recently made a video kind of explaining why it's down, but this one I'm going to kind of be explaining when is the shoe market going to go back up? Like, when should we expect prices to kind of return to normal, or at least my estimation of what I kind of think when these shoes, some models, we're clearly seeing there's some newer models that are getting hyped, so that makes sense and why some of the other ones are not doing as well. But there's a couple other things I want to mention, and we'll kind of give a time frame of when we could expect to see some other shoes doing good in the resale market, and maybe kind of explaining why the resale market's low. Again, I'll run through all that again. I love doing that. So if you guys want more content like this, just subscribe and like down below. No like goal in this video, just as many as possible, because the more we get, the more it helps the channel out, so that'd be dope. You can leave any comments, anything, it's all down there, seriously, about the description. You can go check it out, any of my social media stuff, all that. You can see it's on the screen, so feel free. I don't post often, but I do post in my story, so there you go. But that's really enough said, so let's just kind of hop into the video, and yeah, all that's down below. So first things first, I kind of want to discuss some of these recent releases and go over their prices. Now, looking at some of these recent releases, we've had a few bricks. Now, this is one, for example. It still is reselling above its retail price, but only reselling for $220 right now, a few days before its release. And once the pairs drop on foot sites and all that, we could expect Electro Oranges to maybe be going for 190, kind of like 210. I was putting them at a range, I remember, in a video of like 220, 250, I think, but clearly they're going to drop below 220, and maybe they'll just kind of hold where they're at right now, but I expect them to keep dropping. And although, this is a decent looking Jordan, you know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of recent Jordans that have just kind of been tanking or flopping, I guess, if you want to say. Racer Blues, perfect example. Just kind of flopped, with the $190 retail going for $220. I know stores aren't paying nothing for these, and yeah, highest bid's $230, so that should let you know these are just not doing well. So you can just kind of see right now a lot of these recent releases that have been happening, and a lot of the ones that are going to continue to happen on sneakers are maybe not going to perform as well as you would think. Or some of these other, dunk highs, for example, May Brick, like Crimson Tints. That's a recent dunk high I can think of that goes for pretty much its retail, maybe even a little bit under it. I know some places are trying to sell them for more, but they're literally on StockX for $120, like brick. So I just think, just a lot of these recent releases are not doing as well. However, there is some currently hyped models. So, we have Dunks right now, Foam Runners, Yeezy Slides. Those are all doing really well right now because those seem to be the things that people want, and they're also more limited. You notice a lot of these drops, like a lot of the, Jordan 1s, like University Blues, or Jordan 4 University Blues. Those have been dropping on foot sites, but also those shoes have been continually restocking pretty consistently. It's at least slowed down from what I can see, but yeah, I've still seen some, on Foot Locker, like in Chicago, I saw some sort of restock for the Uni 1s or something like that. So, like, places are still restocking these shoes for retail, so they're not going to go up until these places stop restocking them. But also, you have to keep in mind that just right now, the amount of resellers, people trying to sell, there's more people, I feel like, trying to sell shoes right now than there is actually trying to collect and wear shoes, you know what I mean? Like, I still got my sneaker collection. I love collecting my shoes, you know what I mean? I still try and, get a couple pairs a month to, add to the collection. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for like 5 years. I love my shoes, you know what I mean? So that's what I do. But nowadays, I feel like it's just people that, and no hate, because, again, do what you want, again, and I'm not gonna hate on it. So, if you don't want to rock them, that's cool. But I just feel like there's so many people out here just Wick selling their shoes, or they're in the sneaker game to make money. They're not in the sneaker game, to actually wear any of the shoes that drop, So, I feel like that's a current issue, but, it's just, that's how it's gonna be. And, I feel like that's how it's gonna be for the future to go on, that's just, it's gonna be like that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just going to continue, man. There's nothing we can do about it. And, I'm a reseller too, so, I'm hating on myself right now. You feel? That's just how it is. So, kind of continuing to look into some of the recent releases. Again, me explaining the Dunk Lows. You can see, again, they've been rising. So, Dunk Lows, again, as one of the shoes I explained, that is a good investment. But I've kind of noticed this trend where they've been going up and then going back down, like, pretty often, you know what I mean? And I think it's about to start going up and then staying there. But I can even show you all. This is one I bought 2 pairs of. I made a video on it talking about the laser oranges. I was like, yeah, great hold, it'll go up. And these ended up going up to like $270, and I was up like $50 in each pair. And then look at these people quick selling, man. Like, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is why the sneaker market is down right now. Do you see this? Look, these were on the rise, man. On the rise. Easily, we're going towards $300 perfectly. Now look at this, man. I don't know what people are doing. Like, if we can sell it for here, why are you selling it here? You know what I mean? So people are just tripping. You know, they're not being patient. They get scared that the shoe's dropping a ton in value. So, I mean, I expect this one probably to actually, sadly enough, settle back down where it was at here, and then probably give it a couple weeks. It'll rise back up, or maybe this will just be, it'll like go down to here, and then maybe it'll start going up. I really can't say, because I mean, again, people are just, it doesn't look like, it's not looking too good. I mean, at least, you know, just because we have so many people that are not, you know, keeping the shoe at a higher price, which I'm not hating on that, because, you know, I want people to be able to get their shoes that they want to wear for their price, you know, so that's all about just finding a deal. But in terms of people that are trying to make a buck off their shoes, I mean, people are just not. Patience is key, and people do not have that right now. Mainly, I'd say due to the pandemic stuff, all that. I know Nike has changed some of their production stuff, you know, where they've been releasing less pairs, but on some releases, there's been more pairs, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, some of those Jordan 1 and Jordan 4 releases have turned a pretty general release, you know what I mean? Like, just where there's been 200,000, 300,000 pairs. But I guess it's a little bit off topic, because I did want to hop into discussing again Yeezy Slides. Another shoe's performing well right now. You can see how it's doing. After each restock, they do well. And then again, looking at the Jordan 4s, flat, mainly because of the restocks. But this is good. The fact that it's been restocking and it hasn't been dropping in price, I think that's a good sign, you know what I mean? And once the pairs stop coming out, then, you know, it's just, these ones are a little bit of a longer hold. Like, if you hold this one for a year and hold this one for a year, you'll be looking pretty good on them, because just there's no way people will be still quick selling them at that point, you know what I mean? Because these will be past releases. We'll have new stuff to look into, and that's what I'm talking about mainly here. So all these releases, they're down right now. You know, you may be down on some of your sneaker investments or whatever. I'm down on some, but I'm not really concerned about it, because once we have, you know, the start of next year, 2022, right, we hop into that year, and then, you know, we have the new releases coming out in January, February, March. That's going to be huge, especially around December, Christmas time. I've always talked about that. People pay more around Christmas time. It is a fact. People will pay more as long, and I swear, man, as long as people keep stuff at a high price, people will pay, because, you know, they're just going to want to get the shoe for their kid, or, you know, get the pair for their mom. I totally understand that, you know what I mean? Like, if I need to get a gift, I'm going to go pay what I got to pay, you know? So it makes sense to me. But really, I think once we start getting into next year, just once we start having, you know, like, you know, we're going to start having, like, sneaker events and stuff like that again, like, more, I feel like we're going to start having, like, you know, sneakers, stashes on a bigger level, where they start going back to, you know, each city, stuff like that. Maybe we'll have some all-star weekend stuff, you know, with sneakers. I mean, we're just going to have a lot of early year hype, a lot of newer releases where, you know, it's one of those brands, Yeezy, Jordan, whatever it is, they're going to try and come out and be like, yo, we're the best brand this year. No, we're the best brand this year. And they're going to really try and compete. I feel like, and throw in a ton of heat in January, December, kind of those months leading up to 2022, and kind of those first months in 2022. So around then, that's when I would see kind of these past releases doing well and going up, because they'll kind of be in the shadows, but there'll be much less pairs of them. There'll be less people quick selling them. And I mean, they're still dope shoes. People won't forget about them like that, you know what I mean? Like, people will still be like, oh yeah, I know what those are, but they're not going to be like, you know, selling them for $300. Like, these, I bet you by around March next year, these will be $500 or around $450. I bet you they'll be around there. I mean, easily over $400, but I bet you $450, $500 on these ones by March, April next year. I bet you the market will be back up. It's mainly just, again, it's mainly how people do, it's mainly how people, you know, that was a great stutter, but people just need patience, man. That's all it is. So that's when I think the market will go back up around early next year, just once we start getting some new releases. So around January, March, that's kind of where I think. And a lot of my shoes I got here, you know, that I'm just holding on to, I'm holding on to for like a year, just kind of going to see what's happening, kind of see what happens, you know what I mean? A massive stutter fest going on, so shout out me for just not keeping it together, I guess. So I just kind of hop into the outro, and, you know, again, those are the shoes. Some are just up right now due to their hype, and then some, you know, are just gonna stay at a lower value for now, but just because, you know, they're restocking continually, and people are just quicks on them, you know, they're kind of just dropping out in the hold, you know what I mean? So that's all I really need to say. So Instagrams, all that, all my stuff is down there in the description. Feel free to check that out if you guys want to, and if you want more videos like this one, this is just something really something see, like, I don't know why I'm messing up my words, like, what am I doing? But this is just something you know, kind of simple, kind of sweet, you know what I mean? We're just making it you know, just kind of show you all when I think the releases are going to go back up, and then kind of explaining why some are down right now. Just again, it's all about patience, and nobody has it right now, so that's really what it is. So yeah, you know, again, everything's in the description, so I'm gonna end this screen recording. Leave any comments, questions, concerns, if you have any, leave them down below, and I'll be there to answer them. So I'm Tristan, thank you guys for watching, and also let me know what you thought of this video. If this is a good video, bad video, let me know. I'll see y'all now. Peace.